So the International Criminal Court just issued an arrest warrant for Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. Let's take a look.
The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrants for Israel's Prime Minister and former Defence Secretary. The court alleges Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant committed war crimes and crimes against humanity stemming from the Israel-Gaza conflict. Alistair Bunkle filed this update from Jerusalem.
There's been very angry reaction in Israel from both sides of the political divide, but particularly from Netanyahu's office that has described this decision by the International Criminal Court as anti-Semitic and absurd. Yoav Gallant, the other Israeli official who has been issued with an arrest warrant, has also criticised it and defended his actions and leadership as defence minister during this war. He's no longer, I should note, the defence minister. He was sacked by Netanyahu about 2 weeks ago. There's also been criticism from the United States, a close ally, as we know, of Israel. The State Department has said that it has concerns over this, and some close allies of the incoming President Donald Trump, including the man selected to be his national security advisor, have been very critical indeed. Some of them even suggesting that the US should start looking at sanctions against members of the International Criminal Court. But these are very, very serious accusations indeed. Let me just read out 3 of them against Netanyahu and Gallant. They include the war crime of starvation as a method of warfare, the crimes against humanity of murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts, and the war crime of intentionally directing attacks against the civilian population. So, what does it practically mean? Well, it means that if either Netanyahu or Gallant travel to any of the countries that are signatories of the ICC, that's 124 countries around the world, including most of the EU and the United Kingdom, then they could face arrest upon landing in those countries. So their travel will be severely restricted. The French Foreign Ministry have already said they would comply with the ICC's decision. The British government seems to be a bit confused in its position at the moment, but broadly is saying that it respects the integrity and independence of the ICC, and whilst it defends Israel's right to defend itself, it must do so within international law. So this is a very tricky position for Benjamin Netanyahu. It'll be very interesting to see how Israel's allies, like Britain, that can continue to do business with the Israeli government. It's the first time that a Western leader has been issued with an arrest warrant by the ICC. Israelis are defending the country. Whatever happens, whether or not Netanyahu and Gallant ever do face trial, this will be a part of their legacy. And although the two are now political enemies, really, they will be bound by this label that will forever hang over them.
Wow, so I can see this kind of going one way or the other. But, the first thing that jumped out at me was Netanyahu's comments about the ICC. He says this is anti-Semitic. Look, let's just assume for a moment that everything is perfectly fine with what Israel is doing and that there is no genocide taking place. Let's just assume that for a moment. I don't think it's helpful to immediately dismiss those people who are concerned about a genocide taking place with comments like, oh, that's anti-Semitic. I don't think anti-Semitism is driving this concern on part of the ICC. I think that they're seeing legitimate concerns and they're expressing them. I've actually addressed some of them on this very channel. We've seen an international food bank truck being destroyed by Israel. We've seen civilian casualties. We've seen Catholics and Catholic churches being killed by the IDF. And of course, every single time that this happens, we're told it's an accident, but we unfortunately don't really get a sufficient explanation. And so people are rightly concerned, and you can't just dismiss that as anti-Semitism. But I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you agree with this decision on part of the ICC or disagree? Or do you think that this is coming from a place of anti-Semitism, or is it coming from a place of legitimate concerns? I want to hear from you. Put your answer in the comment section. Are you ready to deepen your faith and sharpen your understanding of theology? Welcome to the Center for Theological Research, your gateway to transformative learning. At CTR, you will find in-depth courses designed to equip you with the tools to grow in your understanding of the faith. Explore courses like the 7 Ecumenical Councils and uncover the foundational truths that shape Christianity. Master the ability to determine the level of a doctrine in the Theological Notes course. And in the Logical Fallacies and Apologetics course, you'll learn to spot the logical errors often encountered in non-Catholic apologetics content. Also, check out the ebooks that are available to you for free. Start your journey today. Visit ctresearch.org and take the next step in your faith formation. Are you seeking clarity in the midst of confusion about Eastern Orthodoxy and Catholicism? In my book, Answering Orthodoxy, I offer a biblical and historical response to the most common objections that Eastern Orthodox offer against the Catholic Church. This book is for anyone searching for the truth, whether you're Catholic, Orthodox, or simply trying to make sense of the differences between Catholics and Orthodox. Order your copy today and discover the rational, biblical, and historical basis for the Catholic Church. Visit Amazon to order your copy today. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and if you want to support the channel, visit patreon.com/Reason and Theology.